What's going on, everybody? Sean here from Century 21. It has been a while. I apologize for the delay in getting these vlogs out. We had a few family stuff going on, so I haven't really been able to get a lot of footage recorded. And biggest thing we just had on Sunday. Some people celebrated it on Sunday. Some people celebrated it on Monday. We ended up, I don't know what it is, superstitious stuff. We ended up celebrating it on a Sunday, and that day is it's called Rakhri or Raksha Bandhan. So it's a huge Indian celebration. It's brothers receiving blessings from their sisters. I'll put a clip in. Once a year, this has to happen. Once a year. Yes, I'm vlogging. This happens once a year, and it is called Rakhri. It's where we're like tied down as brothers, and we have to do this like protection thing. It's a Indian ritual.
Google it. Basically,
Google it.
We're getting a blessing.
Yeah. And then in turn, I give money for. It's supposed to be the other way around, isn't it?
No.
Tried. Yes. It's pretty funny. So I didn't really get a lot of footage recorded this past few days, and but I have been reading up on the news. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on in the real estate market. Biggest thing right now is the protest that happened in Burnaby, the Metrotown development plans that are being brought forward to council. They did end up voting on it, so that protest really didn't really do anything, I think. They tried to stop the voting for the plans to be changed. There's thousands of low-income residents in that Metrotown area, and they're planning on redeveloping that whole area to have multifamily and high-rises and whatnot. So there was a big protest. A lot of people got up. So they're estimating about 3,000 affordable units. That if they go ahead with this plan, they're gonna lose up to about 3,000 affordable units, and it could displace about anywhere up to 6,000 low-income residents will lose out on low-income housing. I mean, it is sad. I think the city needs to balance things out a little bit in regards to low-income housing and whatnot, and high-rise and luxury and all that other stuff. There needs to be a balance, and right now that balance is missing. So the council did vote behind the office after everybody left. They did vote for a go-ahead. Now the crazy thing is they haven't amended the area's bylaws for a very long time. So these plans haven't been updated since 1977. That's a long time ago. So they're revamping everything. There's going to be a bunch of phases of planning that's going to happen in order to go ahead with the final plans, and people are not happy about it. It's because the low-income housing is going to get lost. Apparently that's what they're saying. With the things that are going on with the real estate market, yeah, I see that happening. There's going to be luxury stuff going on. I mean, everywhere there's costs that are going up everywhere. I say it like this: at the end of the day, if you were to sell your property, you won't sell it for what you bought it for, say 40 years ago or 30 years ago. You're gonna want to make money on it. So even if you make a small amount of money, so say you make 20,000 on it, the guy who bought it or the person who bought it from you, when they sell it, they're gonna want to make at least 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever it is. So at the end of the day, the value of the land is gonna go up. Can't really stop that. That's open market. So that's huge. You can read up on it. I'm gonna put a link for the City of Burnaby's plans website. I'm gonna put a link in it in the description. You guys can take a read at it. It's pretty extensive. And the final phase of the planning process was the adoption of the Metrotown Downtown Plan, and their meeting was on July 24th. So it looks like it's gonna go ahead. So they're saying the market's supposed to slow down. ever since that foreign buyer tax came in, they were saying that everything's going to slow down. It's done the polar opposite. Prices have gone up, demand has gone up, inventory is low, and houses are still selling for overpriced. Actually just talked to a realtor about a house in North Delta, fixer-upper, like needs a lot of money, and he's already got 4 offers on the table. So people are predicting, it's anybody's guess at the end of the day. It's anybody's guess. And if I'm looking at a report right now, and everything's pointing that everything's going up. The market for attached homes and townhouses and condos has just gone through the roof. Prices there are so high right now, and the demand is so high, which is crazy. There was at one point where I think there was a story that came out that there was no more pre-sales left in Metro Vancouver. Everything was sold out, which is just mind-boggling at how crazy the market has gone up. So even with the foreign buyer tax, it hasn't really stopped anything. It's a lot of local buyers who are in demand. Everything's in demand. So is there going to be a price correction? Maybe. Nobody knows. Is there a demand for more housing? Oh, 100%. If you look at North Delta, where I live in North Delta and I work out of North Delta. If I look at North Delta, there's so much happening right now. 72nd corridor is being all redone, rezoned, revamped. Everything's being redone. There's already construction fences going up. There's going to be multiple units, housings, all that kind of stuff. Townhouses are going up, which is, you would never think that. Then there's a new proposal for a high-rise building in North Delta, another one. So Delta Rise was the first one that went up. Now there's another one that's being proposed, and that's on the corner of 75A and 120th Scott Road. High-rise, 35-story with, I believe it is townhomes off to the side, with the lower street side being commercial units, retail units, or offices, which is it's awesome, it's amazing, but it's going to cause a lot of issues. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it, but you know what? Change is good. Change is awesome. Change brings change helps things grow, and the city of Delta is growing. The area is just booming. Everything's booming right now, which is awesome. So lots of new infrastructure coming in. Lots of things are going on. Now the funny thing, I was reading this one story. It's about San Francisco, which is pretty comical. So there's this area in San Fran that it's like a gated area, and I guess they hadn't been paying certain taxes or something like that, or they didn't know about it, or whatever it may be, and the street went up for sale just because of the taxes that were owing. So the sidewalks and the streets and the parking area on the street went up for sale. I don't know how that works, but it went up for sale, and this couple put a bid in and bought it for $90,000 and change in a city-run auction, stemming from unpaid tax bills. So there you go. I'll also post that story in the description. It's pretty funny. So these people own these houses, and they didn't realize that the taxes weren't being paid for the city, for the road, and so the city put the road up for auction because I guess it's a private road or whatever it may be. And these people now own it. Now they're forcing the people who live there to pay for parking on the street. I guess they could do that. I mean, technically they do own it now, which is it's a pretty big story, which is, it's hilarious. I find it very comical. I feel bad for the people who live there, but it's pretty funny. Pay your taxes, people. I'll put it up. It's on the San Francisco Chronicles website, and I think CTV also did a little thing on it. It's pretty interesting. That street's lined by 35 mega million-dollar mansions, so like huge houses. So you think they'd be able to afford the taxes there, which I'm sure if they can live in a house, they can afford those taxes, right? And so this couple bought it up for $90,000, and I guess there's lawsuits now ensuing, and so there's a lot of things going back and forth, and it'll be interesting to see where this ends up, because this is gonna be pretty funny. So it was like a comedy of errors involving $14 a year property tax bills that the homeowner association failed to pay for 3 decades. 3 decades. That's a long time. $14 a year is pretty minute. That's nothing. But they didn't pay for almost 3 decades. And so the city put it up for auction. These guys bought it for $90,000. Congrats to them. I guess they own the land now, right? They can do whatever they want. They can charge people a premium to park there. And I know San Francisco land is not there, so people are gonna have to pay for it, and I'm sure they'll get a pretty penny for it. But anyways, that's enough for today, and I'm gonna find more information, more news. Market's still hot, in my opinion. Sure, sales have slowed down, but there's still buyers out there who are overbidding. There's still properties out there that are going over and asking, and I still think it's market's still, I don't know. If the interest rate goes up again, I think it's gonna make things. It'll be interesting to see where things go with the interest rate, which they are saying it's gonna go up again. So if it does go up again, people are saying the market will crash. I don't think it'll crash, but you'll see more people struggling to pay their bills. So you might see more foreclosures coming on the market. I don't know about a crash, but you'll see foreclosures. Anyways, this is Sean. If you guys are visiting my YouTube page for the first time, please do hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, you like the other videos that I've made, give me a good thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button, and thank you for coming.